I guess my first question is, do you think that that's possible? And then my second question to that is, how close does that get them to competing with NVIDIA if it does come to fruition?
The answer is yes, I do think it's possible, and I think this is what investors were always hoping for. But let's keep in mind that AMD is going to put up about $7 billion of AI GPU revenue this year. So again, even if you get to a business 15, 20, 25 billion per year for AMD, that's still a terrific upside versus where it's at. It does put them a little bit closer with NVIDIA, but I do think this AMD deal is additive to what NVIDIA is spending. Most of these models are built and trained on NVIDIA today. Nobody's going to slow down their development to try to cost optimize and move it over to different GPUs and different racks. So I think NVIDIA is still going to take the lion's share of this market, but AMD is going to supplement OpenAI, and that's perfectly fine. That's still upside for investors. That's still a great business. There's nothing wrong with being in second place in this industry.
And coming back to you, Logan, about this circular deal mixing, we've seen a lot of this, mix of investment and commercial relationship come up in this AI race. This the latest, but, interestingly, to look at this one where AMD giving up part of its equity stake potentially if OpenAI meets its requirements, whereas on the NVIDIA deal, NVIDIA taking a piece of OpenAI. What is your thought on the circular deal mixing that we're seeing, and maybe even the differences between some of the deals that we've seen?
Yeah, I think there's some good things and there's some bad things with it. Obviously, you're adding to a partnership, a true partnership moving forward. When you look at NVIDIA and their investment into OpenAI to build out the data warehousing, and then this one in which OpenAI is now going to be able to partner with AMD and own a stake of the company long term. I think it's a positive in the way that, okay, these companies are very reliant on each other. They're going to move in the same direction, and all boats are going to rise with the rising tide. So that's a positive, but the same thing, it can be scary to see if we have any kind of slowdown. If OpenAI is not able to transition what they're doing from an investment standpoint to true revenue, which I think is what we're really looking for, is the down the stream, what are companies, what are investors, what are businesses doing with OpenAI or with ChatGPT or with Anthropic is another one that's coming up in the news. What are they utilizing these technologies for to produce efficiencies and ultimately lead to revenues and earnings increases over time? We have to see that. So having these circular deals is obviously compounding the effect that if we had a turnaround and AI slowed down for some reason, or we just had an overall economic slowdown, these companies are going to compound their maybe troubles that could happen. So the hard chip space that we're looking at here with AMD or NVIDIA, it's one that concerns me a little bit as far as loading into it. I think you take some of the profits that you've had in these type of companies because, again, they are circular. They are kind of layering on top of each other. And if we see a decline in the space, it's going to hit all parties involved. And obviously, AI has been leading the market for the last few days. When we're kind of ignoring a government shutdown, we're ignoring some of the issues in the jobs market because AI has been.
Higher performance and energy efficient NVIDIA went from only selling AI chips to entering into game-changing agreements with OpenAI and Intel. The business recognizes the necessity of quickly growing its AI infrastructure. Despite obstacles like being prohibited from selling to China, NVIDIA's income is still high. Following the startling announcements of investments in Intel and ChatGPT maker OpenAI, shares of semiconductor chip leader NVIDIA have been soaring. This year, the stock has increased by almost 40%. These agreements show that NVIDIA is doing more than just selling AI technologies. The business is playing a bigger part in influencing the market for cloud computing, which houses artificial intelligence technologies. These collaborations usher in a new era in the company's illustrious past. Does this imply that it's time to buy NVIDIA stock? To learn more, let's examine the ramifications of these transactions. NVIDIA declared in September that it would invest $5 billion in Intel. It was an intriguing move for the AI leader to join forces with the struggling semiconductor behemoth. After falling behind on mobile device technology and, more recently, artificial intelligence, the once dominant Intel has been struggling for years. The price-to-book (PB) ratio of its stock, which fell to a multi-year low last year, reflects these problems. However, NVIDIA's benefits go beyond simply taking advantage of Intel's cheap value. NVIDIA, a fabless semiconductor business, contracts out the production of its state-of-the-art AI chips. One advantage of the agreement is that it intends to use Intel's production capabilities to develop AI products for PCs and data centers. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang described the collaboration by saying, "Together, we will grow our ecosystems and create the groundwork for the next computing era." AI factories are a part of that era. Huang had long foreseen the coming of a new economic revolution that will necessitate AI factories that produce intelligence. These factories are data centers built to handle the amount of processing power required for artificial intelligence. However, many of the data centers of today are inadequate. NVIDIA's agreements with Intel and OpenAI are relevant here. To close this gap, the three will collaborate. The British government's plan to increase the nation's AI computer infrastructure by 20 times over the next 5 years is an example of AI factories coming to fruition. In order to achieve this, the United Kingdom teamed up with OpenAI, which then asked NVIDIA to supply up to 31,000 AI chips. Furthermore, NVIDIA revealed a different agreement with OpenAI that is significantly more extensive and extensive. The giant of semiconductors will give OpenAI a $100 billion investment. In exchange, OpenAI pledges to develop the extensive AI infrastructure required to improve its AI models using NVIDIA technologies. This calls for an astounding amount of NVIDIA's AI chips, millions according to estimates. Despite geopolitical obstacles to selling AI chips to China, one of the world's biggest AI markets, NVIDIA's partnerships with OpenAI and Intel point to tremendous sales growth in the future. The Trump administration imposed regulations in April that negatively impacted NVIDIA's sales in China. Then, in September, the Chinese government prohibited Chinese companies from purchasing NVIDIA goods. NVIDIA's earnings are still increasing in spite of the difficulties. Its fiscal second quarter ended July 27th with sales of $46.7 billion, a 56% year-over-year gain. Despite the lack of sales to China, the business predicted revenue to increase to $54 billion in fiscal Q3. On October 2nd, NVIDIA's stock reached an all-time high of $191.05 thanks to its extraordinary success and the announcement of its partnerships with Intel and OpenAI. The accomplishment begs the question of whether it is time to purchase shares. Here is a comparison of NVIDIA's stock price to earnings (PE) ratio with that of its long-standing rival Advanced Micro Devices in the semiconductor chip industry to assess its share price valuation. NVIDIA's PE ratio is still lower than AMD's, despite AMD's decline from a year ago. This suggests that NVIDIA's stock offers a superior deal. Nevertheless, an earnings multiple of about 54 is hardly inexpensive. An argument can be made that NVIDIA stock is worth the premium. With an estimated 94% market share, the business is in a dominant position in the AI chip industry. Long-term, NVIDIA is a wise investment because of its dominance and strategic alliances like Intel and OpenAI to satisfy the growing need for AI processing capacity. However, it's best to wait for shares to slightly decline before making a purchase after the stock reached an all-time high. Global industry is rapidly relying on artificial intelligence, AI. By 2030, AI is predicted to add close to $15.7 trillion to the global GDP, according to PwC. It should come as no surprise that the tech behemoths spearheading this change are expanding rapidly and making huge sums of money. Given that the S&P 500 has traditionally produced returns of around 10% annually, these two AI equities are in a strong position to regularly beat the overall market by 2030. NVIDIA is a key participant in the AI infrastructure market and has emerged as a symbol of the current AI revolution. Data centers accounted for roughly $41.1 billion of the company's recent quarter revenues, which increased 56% year-over-year to $46.7 billion. Blackwell GB200 systems are being used more and more by cloud service providers, consumer internet firms, and AI model builders like Meta Platforms, OpenAI, and Mistral AI to train and run complicated AI models in data centers. The next-generation Blackwell Ultra GB300 racks are also being smoothly adopted by many cloud service providers, since they have the same physical footprint, software, and architecture. The business is currently generating 1,000 racks of GB300 systems each week, and it anticipates that this rate will increase when additional capacity is added in the third quarter. A significant competitive advantage was NVIDIA's yearly product cadence, which saw the company release new chip architectures each year. Because businesses don't feel the need to leave NVIDIA's ecosystem, it helps to create a loyal customer base. From Hopper to Blackwell, The company's price performance improved steadily, and in 2026, it intends to begin mass-producing the more sophisticated Rubin chips. NVIDIA and OpenAI teamed together to invest $100 billion in the deployment of 10 gigawatts of AI infrastructure driven by its Vera Rubin systems in an effort to accelerate adoption. With its Compute Unified Device Architecture (CUDA) software stack, which is used to program GPUs as efficiently as possible, NVIDIA also established a strong moat. Nearly 6 million developers in 200 countries have been using CUDA since 2006 to speed up workflows and create GPU-based AI systems. In the second quarter, NVIDIA's networking division brought in $7.3 billion, a 98% increase in sales compared to the previous year. This demonstrates NVIDIA's capabilities across the entire AI data center stack, not just GPUs. By 2030, management projects that the worldwide AI infrastructure opportunity will be valued between $3 trillion and $4 trillion. Because of its extensive hardware-software ecosystem and unwavering dedication to innovation, the company is well-positioned to seize a sizable portion of this opportunity. It looks costly that NVIDIA is trading at 39.5 times forward earnings. However, given that NVIDIA has established itself as essential to the modern AI economy, the premium is justified. NVIDIA's remarkable pricing power, developer and customer lock-in, and dedication to innovation will enable it to comfortably surpass the historical annualized return of the S&P 500 through 2030. Over the last 10 years, NVIDIA's stock has been among the top performers. However, the capacity of data centers is insufficient to accommodate the increasing demand for artificial intelligence. In light of this potential, NVIDIA's stock appears to be cheap. Nearly all data centers and cloud service providers employ NVIDIA's potent CPUs for the most complex artificial intelligence, AI tasks. As of this video, NVIDIA is the most valuable corporation in the world, with a market valuation of over $4.6 trillion, thanks to a 30,000% increase in its stock during the previous 10 years. However, during the company's most recent results call, NVIDIA's management revealed a figure that astounded analysts, which is why the stock is still a wise investment. We anticipate spending between $3 trillion and $4 trillion on AI infrastructure by the end of the decade, CFO Colette Kress stated during NVIDIA's fiscal second quarter 2026 earnings call. These build-outs' size and scope provide NVIDIA substantial prospects for long-term growth. This assertion strengthens the argument that Wall Street continues to underestimate NVIDIA's AI potential. Demand for AI model builders that use NVIDIA chips, such as OpenAI, is outpacing their computing capacity. For this reason, tech businesses have hurried to secure additional data center capacity this year. Investors can still purchase NVIDIA stock for a very affordable earnings multiple of 30 based on next year's profits estimate, even though the company's data center sales increased 56% year over year in the most recent quarter. Don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your input helps create a more knowledgeable community where we can all learn and grow together in the world of investing. Stay up to date with the latest market trends, insights, and key updates by subscribing to Investing Tutorial. We're here to help you make smarter investment decisions and stay ahead of the curve.
Important to understand that OpenAI is eating computing power like Pac-Man. They have 800 million weekly active users, probably getting to 1 billion users by the end of the year. And this is within 3 years of them forming. It took Facebook 8 years to get to 1 billion users. And every one of the users that OpenAI has on their network is consuming tremendous amount of tokens and computing capacity. So the company has to build out a lot of infrastructure, which it is doing with the help of cloud service providers. And for that, it needs to partner with these leading semiconductor companies. Today, NVIDIA is the incumbent. OpenAI has signed deals with Broadcom, and now it has signed this deal with AMD. But it's also important to realize, second point, that OpenAI is going to be one of the many ecosystems that develops in this AI industry, right? There's going to be an ecosystem developed around Meta or Amazon or Google, right? The many different neoclouds that are forming. So this is going to be a broad, diversified industry with chip makers participating, which is why we are not as worried about the circularity of this, because if you look at the total of the deals that OpenAI has signed with NVIDIA and AMD, there will probably end up being less than 5 or 10% of the overall deployment. So no, we are incredibly bullish about this build out, and I think companies like NVIDIA, Broadcom, AMD, and others are very well positioned to take advantage of it.
Yeah, the strategy, to your point, does appear to be as much a land grab as it is about a financial decision. And your point about Meta and the other ecosystems and the other companies competing in AI. Do you think OpenAI has, with all these deals, really made it harder for these other companies to get compute and to get the gigabytes they're going to need for all the power and all the compute power?
Sure. So I do think that the constraint in this industry is not going to be chips. I think it is going to be power. It is going to be the build out of data centers. So I would agree with you there. But many of the companies that are competing against OpenAI, these are public companies. If you look at their capex today, it is still only 70 to 80% of their operating cash flows. So they're very well positioned to fund a lot of their deployment through operating cash flows. Capex intensity is much higher. Used to be 10 to 15%. Now it's closer to 25%. But their cash flow from operations is over 30%. So they're well able to fund this. OpenAI does have to go and look at private sources to fund its build out. But what we find very exciting and fascinating about what's going on in the industry is that OpenAI is the most disruptive of these entities. So as OpenAI goes and disrupts or has the potential to disrupt business models, whether it's in social or search or e-commerce or shopping or other areas, I think that really motivates, it acts as a force multiplier to make others accelerate their deployments, which, as I mentioned, is incredibly positive for the semiconductor industry.